6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Prime Minister launched constitutional mobile app in Islamabad today aimed at enabling citizens to understand the Supreme Law document. Central Ru'yat Hilal Committee meets in Islamabad this evening for sighting of the Shawwal 1444 Hijri crescent. Foreign Minister will lead Pakistan delegation at Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Foreign Ministers meeting being held in India on 4th of next month. At the United Nations, Pakistan has unveiled its first ever Sustainable Development Goals Investor Map 2023. The US President is holding virtual meeting of major economies today to announce funding for climate change mitigation projects. The fourth T20 of 5-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand is being played in Rawalpindi tonight. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif says the entire nation and all the institutions will have to be united to protect the Constitution collectively. Addressing the launch of the 1973 Constitution mobile application in Islamabad today, he said, "It is responsibility of all the stakeholders to keep their national interests supreme." The Prime Minister said it is a great moment that now the Constitution will be accessed through a mobile application. He said it will provide awareness to the youth and citizens of the country about the Constitution. The Prime Minister praised former Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and other political leadership who gave the Constitution of Pakistan to the masses. Shehbaz Sharif said the government is committed to sacrifice its political asset to save the state. In her remarks, Minister for Information and Broadcasting Maryam Aurangzeb said, "We have achieved an important milestone of incorporating the Constitution in curriculum for the awareness of youth of the country." She said it will become part of the curriculum by next year. Maryam Aurangzeb thanked Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah for providing support in developing the app. She said with inauguration of this app, youth will be able to access all articles and chapters of the Constitution. She said the app will be available in Urdu and English. This app is released as part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the Constitution of Pakistan. The Constitution mobile app has been developed by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting under the leadership of Information Minister Maryam Aurangzeb. Nadra also supported in the preparation of this mobile app. Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Sahir Shamshad Mirza called on Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad today. During the meeting, they discussed matters pertaining to defense and professionalism of armed forces. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has expressed deep grief and sorrow over the accident of Pakistani Umrah pilgrims bus in Saudi Arabia. In a statement today, he directed the Pakistani embassy in Saudi Arabia to provide all possible assistance to the affected people. He prayed for the departed souls and early recovery of the injured. The Central Ru'yat Hilal Committee meets in Islamabad this evening for the sighting of Shawwal 1444 Hijri crescent. Chairman of the committee, Maulana Sayyid Muhammad Abdul Kabir Azad, will chair the meeting. Zonal Ru'yat Hilal committees will also hold meetings at their respective headquarters. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari will lead the Pakistan delegation to the meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Foreign Ministers being held in Goa, India on the 4th and 5th of next month. This was stated by Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch while briefing the media persons in Islamabad today. She said the Foreign Minister is attending the SCO CFM meeting at the invitation of his Indian counterpart Dr. S. Jaishankar. The spokesperson said, "Our participation in the meeting reflects Pakistan's commitment to the SCO Charter and the processes and the importance that Pakistan accords to the region in its foreign policy priorities." Regarding the developments in Sudan, the spokesperson said, "The Foreign Office is closely monitoring the safety of the Pakistani community there." She said the well-being of Pakistanis remains a key priority of the government of Pakistan and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Referring to the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, she said, even during this holy month, the occupation authorities continued to impose curbs and restrictions on the freedom of religion. She urged the Indian authorities to bring an end to the restrictions imposed on Kashmiris that prevent them from freely practicing their religion. She said Pakistan will continue to raise its voice against these grave and systematic human rights violations in IIOJK. Chairman Senate Standing Committee on Defense Mushahid Hussain Sayyid says Radio Pakistan is the identity and pride of Pakistan. He was speaking during his video podcast interview in the newly established state-of-the-art podcast studios of Radio Pakistan in Islamabad today. Mushahid Hussain Sayyid said the role of radio in spreading information is significant. He said radio has the honor to announce the independence of the motherland. New Consul General of China Yang Yundong called on Sindh Chief Minister Syed Murad Ali Shah in Karachi today. The Chief Minister, welcoming the new Consul General of China in Karachi, said that the friendship between the two countries is getting strengthened with each passing day. The visiting Consul General thanked the Chief Minister for his support and good wishes. Pakistan has launched its first ever Sustainable Development Goals Investor Map 2023 at the UN Forum, which identifies concrete investable solutions to the country's pressing needs. Permanent representative of Pakistan to the UN, Munir Akram, while launching the SDG Investor Map, said this map highlights bankable investment opportunities for Pakistan, which can lead to transition to alternative energy, a robust infrastructure, and enhanced food security in the country. Earlier in his keynote address to the session via video link from Islamabad, Special Assistant to Pakistan's Prime Minister on Finance Tariq Bajwa said Pakistan is prioritizing efforts to mobilize financing for development to not only support long-term recovery and reconstruction efforts, but also to achieve inclusive economic growth aligned with SDGs. He also reaffirmed the government of Pakistan's intent to begin working on an integrated national financing framework in continued partnership with UNDP. In the Indian state of Gujarat, a lower court in Surat district has rejected Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's petition seeking a stay of conviction in a defamation case to avert ban on contesting elections next year. He was convicted last month in a case brought by a state lawmaker from the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party after comments he made that were deemed to be insulting to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Rahul Gandhi said he will challenge the decision in Gujarat High Court tomorrow. The United States President Joe Biden will announce plans to increase its funding to help developing countries in fight against climate change during a virtual meeting with leaders from the world's largest economies today. The meeting on energy and climate change is part of his efforts to galvanize support for measures to fight global warming. The countries that take part in the forum account for about 80% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol will visit the United States next week to hold talks with President Joe Biden on challenge posed by North Korea's growing nuclear and missile arsenal. They will discuss joint response to deter North Korea and to build partnerships and expanding cooperation. The Russian military has launched a video campaign to induct more professional soldiers to fight in Ukraine. According to Russian media, there is a plan to recruit about 400,000 professional soldiers on a volunteer basis to bolster forces in Ukraine. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg visited Ukraine today to show the military alliance support. John Stoltenberg said laid a wreath to honor Ukrainian soldiers and saw captured Russian armed vehicles in Kyiv. In Yemen, the death toll has risen to 85 after a stampede in the Bab el-Yemen area near Sana'a capital. In a statement, Yemen's Interior Ministry said the tragic accident took place during a charity distribution where hundreds of poor were gathered to get charity for Eid. The fourth T20 of five-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played in Rawalpindi tonight. The match will start at 9 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Pakistan leads the series 2-1. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, more rain and wind with thunderstorm with heavy falls and hailstorm at few places is likely in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Islamabad and northeast Punjab. And now the headlines once again. Prime Minister launched constitutional mobile app in Islamabad today aimed at enabling citizens to understand the supreme law document. Central Ruwayat Hilal Committee meets in Islamabad this evening for sighting of Shawwal 1444 Hijri Crescent. At the United Nations, Pakistan has unveiled its first ever Sustainable Development Goals Investor Map 2023. And this is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.